Well, hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine. Happy Sunday to you. Of course, we are still tracking the two tropical systems, Laura out there in the islands and Marco in the Gulf of Mexico. Marco has grown impressively today. Watch on the 3D imagery how it expands here today. And Marco is now a hurricane. Yes, it gained some strength. It gained a lot more in size, though. This thing has really expanded here throughout the day. There's Marco. There, of course, is Mobile, just due south of us. And as you imagine, with a tropical system that close to us, we're under a bunch of alerts. We have a tropical storm watch for Baldwin and Mobile counties, also George County. Then there's tropical storm warnings for coastal Mississippi. Then there's hurricane warnings for southeast Louisiana. We have a coastal flood advisory for all of our coastal areas. So it was a storm surge watch earlier, downgraded to a coastal flood advisory, so that's good news. With a sea level rise of 1 to 3 feet, only the most vulnerable areas like Weston and Dauphin Island, the causeway to Dauphin Island, and the causeway across the bay and parts of Fort Morgan would be impacted by that level of rise. Here's what it looks like on the big picture. Look how this thing has built up here today. Winds of 75 miles an hour. If you notice that latest advisory, 11:30 a.m. Seems kind of a weird time. Well, what happened was the hurricane hunters flew on out there, found winds above hurricane strength, and they put out an intermediate advisory to upgrade Marco to a hurricane. So it's found a window of opportunity here this morning for some development. There's some good news, though, is out north of this thing, these winds are really ripping out of the southwest here at 30,000 feet. And what that's going to do is likely limit further strengthening of the system. It could strengthen a little more, but probably not a whole lot more because of the upper level wind shear it's going to have to deal with. And the official forecast track is for it to stay a 1 for now. Likely that is when it makes landfall somewhere around the mouth of the Mississippi River. And you'll notice now the forecast path, I mean, we're only a day away from this, folks, so it's a pretty narrow forecast path. But if it stays sort of on the east side of all this, we're definitely going to get some impacts. Upper end tropical storm impacts, especially on Dauphin Island, especially around Fort Morgan Peninsula. Our causeway, if you have to drive across the causeway for your morning commute tomorrow, about 4:50 a.m. is the high tide, and it's a good chance that we're going to be seeing issues at that point with some overwash on the causeway. So the bayway will likely be the only way across the bay for your morning commute, something to keep in mind. Here's your tropics out here to Laura, winds of 50 miles per hour. This storm is now back over the open waters. It's headed towards Cuba, and it's going to cross Cuba and then make its way into the Gulf of Mexico. And there is some real worries with this storm. Although it'll be weak when it comes off of Cuba here, the conditions Tuesday as it's crossing the Gulf of Mexico will be absolutely spectacular for development. This could be one of those situations where we see rapid intensification, and the only thing that can hold Laura back is simply how fast it's moving. It may just not have enough time to get up into major category 3 level or something like that. But they are forecasting now for it to become a category 2 with winds of 100 miles per hour. So it is going to steadily strengthen as it crosses the Gulf here on Tuesday and then on into Wednesday, then make a landfall Wednesday night. The whole forecast path has been shifted back to the west, and this is due to looking at some of the modeling from the National Hurricane Center. So that's good news for us. But if it does stay more on the eastern side of all this, we would still get impacts from Laura. Now, if it does make some more western jog, that would really lessen the impacts for us across our area. You'll see that here, Futurecast. Tonight, there is Marco. We'll focus on Marco first, so this is one we have to deal with first. Here we are tomorrow morning. So what's going to happen tomorrow on your Monday? I know that's what you want to know. Well, we're looking at tropical storm type conditions here for us on our Monday. Once you get inland, it'll be low end tropical storm type of conditions. A lot of heavy rain, gusty winds, but once again, not hurricane type conditions in our local area. That makes landfall over there to the west of us. By Tuesday, we're looking at lighter showers there. Then here comes Laura moving along for a Wednesday evening landfall, possibly somewhere in Louisiana or East Texas. Depending on how far west it goes, will have a big impact on how much weather we get out of Laura. So a lot of moving parts the next couple of days. I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine. We will have updates for you top and bottom of each hour throughout the day.